Source: Anime. I'm now your sister. This lovely story starts off with our main character, Mahiro Oyama, sleeping in his poorly lit and messy room. He is a fully grown adult with no job except for being a shonen otaku, which explains the mess condition within his room. When his alarm clock strikes, he wakes up and goes on his phone to surf the net. When he feels his head dizzy, he turns on his front-facing camera on his phone only to see his reflection being a girl. He then checks out his body, posing in front of the camera, even checking his melons, which seem disappointing to him. When he comes to terms that he is actually a girl, he then checks under his boxers to see if his manhood is still there. Obviously not because he wants to check himself out underneath, like when he just checked his melon size. Just when he was about to, fully excited to see what was underneath his boxers, his younger sister, Mihari Oyama, walks into his room to greet and good morning, only to see him checking himself out. When Mihari walks towards Mahiro, he tries to explain his pervy act, but instead, she checks out his physique, even taking notes on how he doesn't have his manhood anymore. She concludes that it was a success. It turns out that Mihari was doing an experiment and needed Mahiro to help her out by spiking his drink without his consent or acknowledgement. When Mahiro asked Mihari what she did to him, her own brother, for as a guinea pig in her experiments, she simply replied, "A hopeless shut-in neat, a negligent nocturnal slob who hasn't gone outside for 2 years, and that he involves himself playing questionable games, which are eroge games." Any one of those truths, let alone all of them, definitely ruined his confidence and respect as an older brother. When Mihari encourages Mahiro to get a job, his dirty mind automatically thought that he should use his body to earn money, but Mihari actually meant taking part in her clinical trials, not like he had a choice. It would be by not only taking the drug but also allowing Mihari to observe the drug's performance. Since this is a clinical trial, the drug making him a female will eventually fade away, allowing Mihari to make adjustments to the drug if needed, or at least that's what she hopes for at least. Until the drug, hopefully, fades, Mihari urges Mahiro to take advantage of enjoying life as a girl. As if that wasn't enough, Mihari also asks Mahiro to change his sleeping schedule to wake up earlier and adjust to a healthier routine not only for himself, but to better observe the drug. Immediately after, Mahiro takes up on her offer and does the things that girls do, and he asks Mihari to leave to have some alone time. In response, Mihari educates Mahiro that the female body experiences pleasure 100 times stronger than males. Since he is now a female, he could risk getting his brain to go haywire and explode from all that pleasure, simple food for thought for Mahiro. While Mahiro can enjoy his eroge games with a body that can't get off with pleasure, he spends his time on RPG games, using the button-mashing skills that he probably practices with other exciting activities. Just when he's about to expect the incoming boss level to appear, he realizes his bladder is getting full. Like a true shut-in, he puts his dignity aside to do his business in a nearby bottle. Only when he's about to, he changes his mind and rushes to the bathroom, like a normie. Poor guy to use the bathroom like the rest of society. Since he cannot go as a guy would for obvious reasons, he has to go like a girl would, sitting down in the toilet seat. He is going to learn why women get angry at guys when they leave the toilet seat up. After he does his business, probably without washing his hands, gross, he then limps back to his room and to his bed, groaning, while unknowingly being watched by Mihari using a hidden camera. She knows she will have her work cut out for her. Mihari later come to check up with Mahiro, asking to do a physical exam while he thought he was being involved in some sort of lewd roleplay. During the exam, Mihari felt disgusted by Mahiro's shut-in smell, which to non-shut-ins, compare it to someone who hasn't washed in almost a week. Yet, not a personal favorite scent. So Mihari forces Mahiro to take a shower. While it's a simple shower, Mahiro struggles to get started as he is still getting accustomed to his new female body and trying not to lewd himself. His resistance causes him to fall and gets Mihari worried for him when she came by to drop clean clothes. When freshening up, he takes another look at his female parts and starts making a smaller deal about it, as after seeing it once, it's not a big deal anymore. When he finished cleaning himself, he changes into new clothes but was confused by being given womanly clothing, so he asks Mihari where his actual clothes are, but Mihari repeated again that those are his clothes. When Mihiro is done changing, his appearance changes from a pathetic slob into a cute girl. What a complete 180-degree turn. While adapting to new clothes can be important in Mihari's experiment, she also mentioned that she always dreamed of playing dress-up with a little sister, which humiliates Mihiro, who was supposed to be her big brother, now a test subject and little sister. When Mihiro considered changing into his old clothes, Mihari informed him that she got rid of all his clothing, so he will have to wear all the clothes he gets from her. Not only to help with Mihari's experiment, but also she knows that if she doesn't, Mihiro will continue with his old habits and wear the same clothing all over again. Again, dignity is not in Mihiro's vocabulary. Mihari continues to scare Mihiro by saying that he will have to wake up in the morning, change, wash his face, and eat breakfast. Not only that, but he'll have to keep up his personal hygiene daily. What a terrifying way to live. While Mihari makes a good point that Mihiro's clothes won't fit him anymore due to his new smaller size, she also encourages him to make the most of his new clothes by showing him how cute he looks in his reflection. Mihiro's new charm gets the better of him and he poses to look cuter but tries to shrug it off. Rejection is the first step toward acceptance. When Mihari asks if Mihiro would like plainer clothes after his shyness towards the elegant dress, he makes an excuse to keep it, as he already is wearing the clothes, so he might as well settle for this one instead. Again, Mihiro tries to hide it, but internally he likes cute clothes. The next day comes and Mihiro picks up his new clothes for the day outside his room. Mihiro starts to love his clothing as he gives the dress a spin, poses in front of the mirror, and is hypnotized by the bright pink colors giving off the cute vibe. It was until Mihiro sees Mihari peeking from the crack of his door, also amused by the cute vibe. Sometime later, Mihari enters Mihiro's room to check in on him, only to see him in a distressed state in front of his computer. Mihiro shares how close he is to losing from fighting the temptation to break his abstinence. He tried to suppress his urges by playing a boys' love game he accidentally bought long ago, but the intimate cutscenes, dialogue, and lewd sounds only turned him on ironically. He questions why he has this sudden attraction towards yaoi content and is comforted by Mihari, explaining how it may be because he is a girl at the moment, so he feels attracted to content like that as multiple women would. To get Mihiro's mind out of this depressive state, Mihari invites him to try something new. Nothing too hard, just going outside. Nothing a shut-in like him couldn't handle. Wait, never mind. I guess going outside is too hard for a shut-in like Mihiro. Mihiro tries his best to resist the sunlight while Mihari is dragging him to the outside world to touch the grass. Mihiro is very persistent where he broke free and almost got back home until he was dragged back to the outside like a wife dragging their husband around the mall shopping all day. Mihari tries to energize Mihiro, but is suddenly stopped by him. From a turn from playful to serious tone, Mihiro asks Mihari to not leave him as he hasn't left home in 2 years, so he feels scared of the outside world. Mihari reassures Mihiro that she will stay by his side and wonders who is the real little sister in this circumstance right now. While the duo spend their time running until sunset, Mihiro starts getting exhausted from the running, while Mihari's stamina doesn't seem to deplete a bit. As the two continue to run across their town, Mihiro suddenly thinks about Mihari about how great and talented she is, flashbacking to a time when she set a new record in a track and field tournament back in middle school. Another flashback appears revealing Mihari's outstanding performance in academics. As it was so great, she skipped years and went straight to college. This flashback is the only time Mihiro is seen in his male body, but his face was hidden away as he is looking at the crowd praising Mihari from a distance. As an older brother of a talented sister, the stares and attention to Mihari make him feel separated from her. As compared to her, his skills and popularity barely hold a candle to her. Now that she is technically a little sister to Mihari, Mihiro wonders if he could stay like this as he feels more relaxed that things are now in place. Mihiro stops under the darkness of the bridge while Mihari looks back from the bright sunset, symbolizing the lack of self-love he has for himself, as he knows how special his sister is so much that he feels like he's always in her shadow. When Mihari asks what's the matter, Mihiro bluntly says how his melons hurt as he did not wear a bra before he left. Mihari then decides to immediately take Mihiro to go shop for bras. When Mihiro and Mihari found a bra shop after their run, Mihiro keeps insisting he is alright without a bra. Unconvinced by Mihiro hiding his pain in his chest a while back, Mihari continues forward and asks the staff member for help searching for a bra for Mihiro, as he never went shopping for bras before, but also because she wants him to experience the trip all by himself without relying on her to hold her hand. The staff member takes Mihiro's measurements and gives out various bras in his size. Mihiro, who is flustered and embarrassed in front of the staff member, is then given recommendations by the staff member to help him feel more comfortable, or at least trying to, as he still feels uncomfortable about it. After gathering the courage, Mihiro finally puts on a bra in the changing room, or tries to, as he is struggling to put a bra on. The staff member gives helpful advice to learn how to put on bras, which he appreciates but also feels embarrassed to get help in the first place. It is hard to blame him for his struggle in bra shopping, as he used to be a guy, so he didn't have to worry about things like bras. After trying on multiple bras, Mihiro eventually chose a sports bra, and when Mihari compliments and congratulates him on his progress towards adjusting to life as a girl, Mihiro ends up in a downward spiral, feeling like he is going through an identity crisis. After the embarrassing bra shopping experience, Mihiro hides in his bed, wanting to merely be a shut-in again, while Mihari thinks of ways to get him active. When she thought of having him participate in sports, he dismisses it, saying that he can't handle it anymore. Mihari is stumped by this uncooperative side of her brother, as the times they had together were progress in investigating the drug and its effects. But if she can't find ways to make him more active, it'll be a step backward. Mihari now has to think about how to move forward with her Oni-chan transformation plan. The next day continues with Mihari preparing to go take a bath. When she does that, Mihiro is spending the night playing video games as always. When Mihari undressed and got into the bath, Mihiro hears a shriek coming from the bathroom. Mihari tells Mihiro that there's no hot water, and it turns out to be because the water heater is broken, so they can't take a bath at home. This gives Mihiro a great excuse to avoid taking a bath, but Mihari won't have that. She takes him to a public bathhouse, so take a bath there. When the two arrive there, Mihiro tries to sneak his way to the men's bath, but Mihari tells him he can't now that he turned into a girl. Instead, she tells Mihiro to go to the women's bath with her. This flusters Mihiro because deep down, he is still a boy disguised as a girl without the other women noticing. When Mihiro sees the women's changing room, it's filled with old women, not the typical high school girls and youthful women like in typical anime. Mihiro instantly makes a beeline toward the bath, but Mihari tells him to shower first. Begrudgingly, he complies, and he immediately calls it done after showering for a couple of seconds. Mihari tells him that now that he is a girl, he needs to take better care of his hair now that it's longer. Mihari applies shampoo and conditioner to Mihiro's hair, and when Mihiro feels like it's over, Mihari tells him she needs to apply a cream on the ends of his hair, and she seems too excited about it. This urges Mihiro to scream for help. Mihiro and Mihari finally enter the bath, and when he tries to relax, Mihari reminds him to keep his hair out of the water, but this prompts Mihiro to leave and wait for his sister in the lobby. He takes a drink, and when he sees a couple of siblings playing together, it reminds him of the times he helped Mihari bathe when they were kids, and now Mihari is the one helping Mihiro. Mihari meets up with Mihiro, and as they head home, he starts calling her Oni-chan. This makes Mihari happy, but too happy. She makes plans to teach Mihiro how to dry his hair, which he doesn't look forward to. Mihari is seen making food, and when Mihiro comes down to eat, she notices how his hair is still damp. Mihiro explains how he struggles to keep his hair dry whenever he washes his face. Thus, Mihari lends Mihiro a hairband to keep his hair up. Mihiro praises the number of unique things a girl has, but speaks like a gamer. When he finishes breakfast, Mihiro sees himself in the mirror and takes off the headband. He remembers how Mihari tells him to take better care of his hair, so he tries to style hair. As he contemplates whether he should keep his new hairstyle, Mihari walks in and admires how cute the hairstyle looks on him. Mihiro explains that he has been trying out a bunch of styles and got lost in the fun of it. This encourages Mihari to test out more hairstyles on Mihiro. From wearing hair buns and a party ponytail to twin tails, they have a fun time. Mihari takes it too far and forces Mahiro to wear cat ears and makes a Nico pose. Mihari commends Mahiro for having a wider selection of clothes, but he calls her a hypocrite because Mihari is only seen wearing her lab coat. She justifies that it is her uniform, and as she leaves Mahiro's room, she immediately dresses up and asks Mahiro for his spots. Mahiro thought it was fine, which is something to not tell a lady how she looks. This gives Mahiro a pillow to the face, and this won't be the last time he'll get that treatment. As Mahiro is playing video games, Mihari takes note of how ladylike he has been heaving so far, so he tries to find ways to reclaim his masculinity back. He tries to carry Mihari princess style, but he failed. He tried to wrestle her, but got cooked in a matter of seconds. As Mahiro challenges Mihari to a video game match, she reminds him that reclaiming his manhood is not important, but learning how to be independent and be able to take care of himself. As Mahiro comes to terms with it, he suddenly feels a pain in his stomach. After Mihari performed a physical on him, she isn't sure what Mahiro is experiencing. It may be the medicine that turned Mahiro a girl, but if it were true, it should have shown up immediately, not a month later. Now that it's mentioned, he has been a girl for almost a month, so Mihari then realizes that Mahiro is going through his menstruation cycle. She lets him find it out by himself when he relieves himself in the bathroom, and he screams in terror as he finds out. Mahiro thinks he's going to die, and Mihari tries to comfort him with her words and help from a heating pad. Later, Mahiro adapts to the new obstacle every girl has when the time of the month comes. He is living life putting on feminine hygiene products, and it makes it uncomfortable for him. He realizes that she goes through this many times, so Mahiro compliments how Mihari can still be herself, despite going through the pains of menstruation. So whenever she does go through it again, he said he'll be there to support her. It's meaningful, but it's pretty creepy enough for Mahiro to get hit by a plushie to the face. Mahiro is seen running to the bathroom, and he sees an unknown girl doing her business. As he awkwardly closes the door, the girl continues to do her business and then creepily approaches Mahiro. In Mihari's room, Mihari is seen doing her own business until she goes to the hallway. There, she sees Mahiro in a headlock by an unknown girl. Mihari explains that the girl is a friend of hers, and she introduces herself as Kaede. She seems happy at first, but Mahiro trembles in fear because he knows that if Kaede finds out his true identity as a male, she will freak out. Mihari asks Kaede if she could watch over Mahiro while she does a lab report. Kaede happily agrees, and Mahiro reacts in fear, begging Mihari to not leave him alone. In the living room, Mahiro and Kaede are sitting together. Kaede breaks the ice and asks Mahiro what he likes to do for fun. He answers that he likes to play games, and Kaede introduces him to a puzzle game she was playing, which he isn't into. As Mahiro gets up to leave, his stomach rumbles, and Kaede sees it as an opportunity to cook for him. Mahiro asks Kaede if she knows how to cook, and she says yes, because she also has a little sister to take care of. She asks Mahiro if he knows how to cook, but he is inexperienced, so she teaches him how to cook. When they eat their meal, Mahiro is fascinated by how good it is. This moment brings the two closer together, but that comes to a halt once Kaede realizes that Mahiro has not done that, so she inches closer to Mahiro, reassuring him to remain calm and leave everything to her. Good thing this is an anime and not something deeper in the iceberg. Kaede is finished putting makeup on him, and Mahiro thinks it looks pretty while being too embarrassed to look at himself. Kaede mentions that Mihari isn't too fond of makeup, and Mihari retaliates by showing a photo of the two of them together, except that Kaede looks a lot like Mihari before she reinvented her appearance. This triggers Kaede to try and plead to Mihari to delete that embarrassing photo, but then realizes that she wanted to see Mahiro in various dresses, which Mahiro is very much against the idea. When Kaede says goodbye to them, Mihari reminds him that she could be a good resource to help improve his social skills. He does acknowledge that, and also that he thinks she is a great person to be around, not only for himself but also for Mihari to learn how to be a better big sister. Later on, a trailer video plays for the movie Space Titanic, and Mahiro is excited that the movie has now been released.